Hello there, this is Sadie. I hope that you're well. Last time out we won NGB for our 10th in a row on this streak. It was briefly a bit sketchy in Sector 1 because it took us a long time to find a store where we could repair and we were steadily taking a bunch of hull damage. But we did manage to repair and get hacking, and from there it was very easy, and we actually got cloaking in Sector 2. So it was a very strong run. Today we have rolled Federation B for our 11th ship. This ship is very okay. It's an extremely adequate ship. It has this stupid artillery beam that sucks, although it does begin upgraded, so it sucks marginally less than the artillery beam on Federation A that we used the other day that almost never went off. This can actually do something in early fights. You also have 2 weapons instead of 1. Admittedly, neither of them is individually as good as the Burst 2 that Fed A has, but having dual lasers on a 4-slot setup is a pretty good thing to build into. You can often get like weapons 5 or 6 even and have endgame capable setups if you can find like a flak 1 or a burst 2. Even without one of those, you can often do it at like weapon 6. We are going to reject this offer. Now, manning shields here doesn't prevent damage, because this fires at, these are unmanned, that fires at 10 seconds, that fires at 12, and of course this takes time to travel to us. But I think we might prevent them from being able, if we do that, it might cut it so it can only do a single point of damage instead of being able to sort of drag to another room. Gonna fire 1 leader. I guess I was wrong there, because they did 2 damage. It won't line up on future shots anyway, or at least not for a while. Eventually it would realign, but I'm not going to allow that. We got a fire, but I mean, they have an NG and a rock. There's no possible way we're ever crew killing this. The artillery beam actually does do stuff on this ship occasionally, because 40 seconds is still very, very slow, but it's not ridiculously slow like 50. It's just very slow. So it will occasionally go off. The ship could be crew killable, but we'll see. We'll keep the artillery charging for now, because yeah, I don't want to mess about too much when we're fighting an enemy that has an NG to repair and an Artemis missile. But if we can keep this down, we can probably kill the NG when he comes over. If he does. Nah, it doesn't look like he's going to, unfortunately. I couldn't risk leaving that up. There's too much danger. Also, my doors are broken, and dealing with borders would be very awkward there, so let's just fix them. Probably just buying the shield upgrade here, or the shield buffer rather, but take a quick look for stores, although frankly we don't have enough scrap to buy anything at a store anyway, so. But if we see one and we can potentially save scrap before it, that's worth knowing. Okay, there isn't, so let's get my shields up in just 1 moment. Okay, we're back. Wouldn't usually take a break that early into a run, but I got called into another room. So. we are actually safe here. This is an unusual situation. Really, this only comes up on Kestrel B or on this ship, where you have a Zoltan in the starting crew. Obviously, it can come up on the other Zoltan ships as well, but you don't usually have it for various reasons, and most of those have multiple Zoltans anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to power shields 3 when we fight these guys by running the Zoltan in here, and that will block the Ion Blast. Right, it won't block it, but it will stop it from taking a shield bubble down. Okay, well, here the heavy laser hit us anyway, but we'll see when these eventually desync that this is going to hit my shields, but my shield bubble is still up because the Zoltan was powered. Now I have to run them out of the room and then run them back in when it's not ionized anymore to get them to do it again, which is annoying. So I can't safely speed hack drain here. But still, I am safe from damage, and that's all that actually matters. They're running away and they have an NG to repair stuff, so I might end up needing to use a missile here, which is frustrating since, you know, this ship can't hurt me. I hate having to use resources to beat ships that I'm completely safe against. As you can see, if you try to leave the room too early before the ionization wears out, it doesn't work. So it's annoying at times. Well, we've repaired any damage that we'd taken, which was a couple from that Artemis missile earlier. There's a store there. We don't have anything to sell on this ship, which is a general problem with Fed ships. Fed C has emergency respirators. I can maybe farm up enough scrap to go to that store. I'll hold off on the shield upgrade for one jump, just to decide, at least. Offer them assistance and shield their ship with ours. Okay, 41 scrap is not really enough to be worth going to the store for. I'm going to just upgrade my shield bubble. The nice thing about this ship is you can divert power away from your artillery. You start with quite a lot of power to begin with, so... Yeah, we'll look for offensive upgrade the next sector. It's just... That thing is going to be annoying as hell. We train here, but there's a solar flare. I'm going to let the artillery, the other RD word, go off. There's a good chance it will either take out the shields or take out the drone. Of course, this drone takes 3 drone power, and 3 is the maximum in drone control at this level. So if we do even 1 damage to that, it will take that down, and then I can use my laser. Might as well power my Lido as well, actually, in case they start trying to flee. Oh, or the solar flare can help me out. Cool, thank you. Of course, they have 2 NGs, so keeping stuff damaged will be quite difficult. Now that is an excellent artillery shot. I don't often compliment the artillery, but that was beautifully placed. Exactly how I'd have done it myself. Let's take these jumps at the top and then head down and see the things at the bottom before we leave. We have a blue option on this because we have a Zoltan. Life is valuable. Specifically, it's however much scrap you're going to offer me as a bribe worth of valuable. Yeah, a high scrap reward is a highly valuable. Sometimes you get an oxygen upgrade from that as well instead, which is also odd. It's kind of a weird event. I do not care for seeing flak heavy. Well, not on the enemy. We're already getting a bit low on missiles. It's a traditional problem on this ship. Its starting firepower is pretty anemic, and you're reliant on the artillery a lot. And if you have fights against enemies with dangerous weapons, you can eat through your missile supplies very quickly. I would consider accepting that, but that's the minimum scrap amount in the game. Let's fire missiles to pull the pilot, then we'll kill. Unfortunately, the artillery there hit too many empty rooms, so it didn't pull the pilot on its own. What's up with the defense drone 2s? Well, let's do this. There's no need to be quick about this. We can take our time. Back to you. Go stand in the artillery room. I don't know that it's even possible to have an artillery shot that doesn't take this thing out, because the drone control room is right in the middle of the ship. Unless they did a really silly shot like clone beta weapons or something stupid like that. Yeah. That's pretty much what I was expecting. Okay, shields are down, and we have a fire in a useless empty room that they're wasting their time fighting instead of fixing stuff that matters. Shouldn't have depowered the Lido there, that was a misplay. They might have dodged both of those shots and been able to escape. I don't think the artillery would have been fast enough to stop them. Fortunately, we were not punished for that mistake. We might be able to crew kill this, but it's a little awkward. This fight would be safe, except for the asteroid field. This is awkward, of course. Our Zoltan is powering the artillery, but it's fine because we're not killing this guy. There we go. You two, run to medbay. That's really annoying. That may cost us the crew kill because they're now gonna... Yeah, that's gonna cost us the crew kill. That's exceedingly annoying. Stupid asteroids. Come on, you know you wanted to get like 8 rock resists in a row there. Yeah, like the asteroid not only damaged the shield, but then killed one of the crew outright, so there was no way they would ever board me. What are you running for? Even though they are fleeing, I need to take these weapons out with my first volley, or at least try to. And yeah, unfortunately with the artillery, even with it upgraded, it doesn't go off in time to stop them fleeing. Like 40 seconds. It takes 37.5 seconds for them to escape. God damn it, why does everything have the shield buffer? Get 'em, artillery. I have 2 jumps here, don't I? As long as we don't have a fleet pursuit doubling. Yes, we do. Cool. And we saw every jump in this sector, I believe, so there wasn't a second store. No, this is our first trainable ship, so please switch this off, and we can actually train everything but weapons here. And we can most likely crew kill because they have green people over there to fix stuff, and they're not good at fixing things. Been quite a high scrap sector. I just looked. We've made 156 scrap so far, and we still have a couple jumps left. So we're in good position as long as we can find stores. But that is no guarantee, certainly. Especially not stores to have anything that's worth taking. You move out so I can turn the engines off. You go here, you go there, you go there. What you usually want to get on this ship, other than just the usual like hacking, in terms of if you want a weapon, ideally you want to get a Flak 1. That's the absolute best thing you can get. Flak 1 dual lasers completely kicks ass. But, you know, if you can get any cheap 1-power weapon, like an Ion Blast even, that helps carry you over. Heavy laser is obviously better. You can get multiple of them, even better. Really anything that gives you more shots in time for Sector 2. One major thing that I would advise on this ship, do not just sell the Lido missile because you're not using it. It's actually a good weapon. This weapon has saved runs of mine on this ship because, and so is the artillery actually, because, you know, if you're in a bad fight and you take damage to weapons, having something that only takes 1 power and can just pierce shields and do damage to a system, even if it's only 1, is actually very useful. The worst weapon in FTL is an empty weapon slot, so don't get rid of it unless it's to get something like, if you get rid of it to get hacking, that's worth it, or something like that, or another weapon. But do not just get rid of it because you're not using it at the moment. It's very good to be able to rotate it in and out of your, you know, being actively used. Also, it only sells for 10 scrap, so it's not like you can actually get anything meaningful with that anyway. There's nothing you can get for 10 scrap that is worth the tactical option of being able to use it in a pinch. Okay, that's everyone. So, we're going to go for a crew kill here by hitting the oxygen. We need to be able to get a Mantis trying to fix that. Which means we need to draw the Zoltan is in the 3rd slot. They man in the priority pilot, engines, weapons, shields. So the person who is in the 3rd priority, when they take damage, the priority will change from manning this to go and fix stuff. Or more accurately, they'll assign a task that says, somebody go fix this, and they'll pick the person who's on the lowest priority of the tasks that they're currently fulfilling. So I want to do some damage on shields first and then try to pull them into oxygen. If I hit that while the Zoltan is still fixing that, they'll pull the next lowest priority person, this Mantis, to fix that. The other thing that we need to do here, we don't want the artillery to go off, but in case they start running, I need to power it up. And we're going to basically let it get near to firing, and then we'll depower it, let it drain a bit, power it back up, and keep it perpetually like 5 seconds away from being ready to fire. That is highly fiddly and annoying, but many things that you need to do in FTL to play, you know, absolutely optimally require you to do fiddly and annoying things. So now we will fire at this and miss. Of course, there's an additional question here, which is what level that oxygen is. We don't know if it's level 1 or level 2. And the dual lasers, of course, cannot knock them off completely on their own if it's level 2. Seemingly, they can't knock anything off if it's level 1 either, because that would require both shots to hit. Which it has now failed to do 4 times in a row. Five. There we go. Of course, if that's any indication, we won't be able to hit the oxygen anyway. Can I put a Lido in there before? No, of course not. Apparently they were getting evade training somehow, even though I wasn't shooting weapons at them. They had thus far dodged exactly 50% of my shots. Okay, now they've dodged over 50% of my shots. This is preposterous. Anyhow, this is why you power the artillery up, because if they start deciding to run and then they do something like this, you're never stopping them. At this rate, I'd be expecting my artillery to miss anyway, even though that's actually impossible. Them dodging 50% of my shots in a row, like this many volleys in a row, should also not be possible. Okay, it is in fact mathematically possible, it's just exceedingly improbable. Like, what is this? I have no words. We're like 15 volleys deep in this fight and they've still dodged over 50% of my shots. That's only the second time we've managed to get both dual laser shots to hit. So of course we can't hit the oxygen there. I think we're not going to get this just because, like, this is definitely wildly improbable because at absolute maximum they have engines 3 here. You can't, the enemy ships do not have higher than that in Sector 1, which means they would have 25% evade, because they don't have, AI crew do not have crew skill, they just give base weapon, they give base manning to whatever system they're on. Hooray, we finally hit and there's a fire in there. And unlike, actually, even if this were level 2 oxygen, I think a fire in there would actually be helpful because their crew are pathetically bad at actually fighting fires. But at level 1 it's particularly helpful because even if they eventually put it out and fix the system, they won't leave 2 people in there, they'll run them out, and when we break it again they would only bring 1 in there. And the fire has also drained oxygen from that specific room. Okay, good. They've got all their dodge nonsense out of their system. I think this might do it. Yep, the air is out in there. That Mantis is going to fail as well, and the Zoltan's not going to manage it either. I don't think they will. And even if they do, they'll only manage it once. Oh yeah, that was a slaver ship. I had not really noticed that. It wouldn't have been a bad thing if we'd got the medium scrap reward with a crew member there. That would not have been terrible. You know, it's not like we need the high reward to get to any particular threshold. I am not selling missiles, I'm using them. Cool. We are clearly going NG there. We need stores. NG sectors have stores. Go here first. I probably need to take this top route. Sector reunites here, so I can go here. If that's a store, I'll head towards it. Otherwise, I can go here. Actually, even if that is a store, I might go here, 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 top side. No, actually, if that's a store, I would go to it, but anything else, I go this way, and I would be able to jump back down and reconnect here and still see everything. We will investigate the battlefield and find nothing. I should actually check how many. It's a bad habit of mine. I think pretty good at checking, you know, connections in the early bits of sectors, but I forget to check which beacons join the exit, which you always should. These two are the only ones that join the exit, so I need to remember that. I've had, you know, that inadvertent dive the other day in the Fed A run, for example, is something that should be avoidable. I'm not using drones, I am using missiles, so unfortunately I'm going to decline that. We will accept their offer of surrender. Complete nothing path so far, but we did find a store. And they have an ion blast which we're gonna buy. And all the fuel. I could buy... Cloaking is too expensive. We could have got it if we had not bought the ion blast, but then we don't have an offensive upgrade. We could buy the backup battery and still have enough scrap to buy hacking. I'm not going to do that though, because I want to be able to like upgrade my weapons as well. I want to also, if we see another store and it has hacking and another weapon, like a heavy one, I want to be able to buy it. So I am going to pass on the battery. This ship starts with more power than it strictly needs anyway. We're not going to try crew killing this because there are 3 of them and this is a solar flare. No, I should actually power these. Well, on the other hand, maybe I can just do it by shooting that room over and over again. Especially if the solar flares feel like being cooperative. The ship has better venting than you might initially think, because for example here, although this is only near 1 vent, I've opened 8 vents for it. Now, this side of the ship does indeed have terrible venting, because you have to vent through the med bay, and that really sucks. We're not going to be able to crew kill it. Stupid double NGs. So yeah, you can put things out surprisingly quickly. I'll actually go into battles like this in case I need to hit a system with a Lido, but I'll probably in most cases swap to... No, it looks like we don't have enough space to get to this jump. We still saw more jumps by taking the path that we did ultimately. We are safe in this fight. I don't think we can crew kill it though, because they have a med bay and a double NG set up. So that being the case, let's just... We maybe could oxygen kill them by putting the Zoltan on it, but I don't think even that would work. We'd need a big fire. I'll let the artillery go off first, so we can make their crew scatter to go fix a bunch of different systems that get damaged. By a bunch, I guess I mean 2. It's not a terrible offer, but this is a possible double reward. We have a fire in there, but the problem is that if they take enough damage, they'll just run to the med bay. And the fire's out anyway. At least they're not running. Yeah. That's why I typically go for kills in that event. Like, you can get bad outcomes as well, obviously, but on average, I am willing to gamble on the double reward. My pathing here was a little bad, I guess, because these beacons up here are kind of awkward. But on the other hand, the only ones we haven't seen are this one, which we would never go to anywhere, this one, which we can see from here, and that one. I'm going to go here first, just in case there's a store here, because then I can go store and jump back. It's more important to find stores than it is to be maximally efficient with your jumps. Unfortunately, the other store is there, because that's the only beacon I can't see. I could go here to prove that. But then I can't hit this distress beacons. It goes as a distress beacon instead. I guess I shouldn't have done that. If I remember correctly, our options next sector are unfortunately red and red, but those could be sectors that have 2 stores still. Hopefully one of them's an abandoned sector. If I could pick a red sector 3, I'm picking abandoned every single time. Please keep that Artemis missile suppressed. This is the engine hack random scrap reward fight, so it's not even worth trying for a crew kill here. I mean, it's not worth it anyway, because they have an Artemis missile. I don't think I can keep it suppressed without blowing them up. But yeah, that's more scrap than we would have got for a crew kill anyway, because it's a medium reward for a crew kill, and random for a ship kill. I suppose, could the store possibly be in at that, like, 1 jump? I don't know. I think there was one that we didn't see, but I'm pretty sure it was there. I want to upgrade my weapons, but I'm going to jump into the sector first before I do that. Unfortunately, our options are not great. The ships in Mantis are generally weaker, and since we're in good shape, we just need a reasonable store, and there's no difference in terms of the stores between these 2 sector types. We are rewarded for holding our scrap. We are very much rewarded for holding our scrap. Now, the systems are not ones that we want, but we do want this first one. Let's just go like this. And soon enough, we will upgrade to use the Lido. But I want to get back to being able to afford either cloaking or hacking. So I suppose it won't be soon enough. It'll be sometime next sector, probably. We will upgrade onto the Lido. Try using the Lido here to see if we can knock this weapon off on time. We maybe can, because their weapons are not manned here, whereas ours are. But I don't think so. Well, we would have if it had hit, or we at least had the opportunity to do so if we had hit. Yeah, these weapons are decent. They're pretty fast, of course. With no way to delay enemy weapons, we are likely to take scratch damage a lot, but there's little we can do about that. Especially since it's not like there was some system there that we could have taken that would have helped with that. There was a drone control system, but it didn't even have a defense drone, so it was a system repair one. I know that because of how much scrap it cost. 75 scrap always means that it's a system repair drone. Jettison the pod. If I see distress, I'll see this beacon. So there is possibly a second store in this sector. The artillery beam counts as a beam for that. Blue option. This, unfortunately, you can take 5 free hull damage from this no matter which option you click on. It's lower if you click this one. That is an ion 2, so this can damage us, but we should be able to get their weapons down before that becomes a reality. I should have run my Zoltan into shields, actually. We will actually take damage here now. Or will we? Nope, we took it off just in time. Cool. Ooh, there's a big fire in there. Artillery, you can go off. From the fact that they're not trying to repair the thing, I know there's a big fire in there. So let's... yeah. And their oxygen room is fairly close to this, so it's possibly going to burn that down before it could destroy their ship. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems, so if it burned all of them down, they would blow up. But if it burns oxygen out quickly enough, which with the shape of the ship I think is reasonably possible, they will suffocate instead. If this were a small bomb, we could guarantee it, but it isn't. Come on, fire, spread to oxygen. Go there first, not shields. There we go. The hope now is once it burns down, unfortunately it's level 2, the hope now is that once the oxygen burns down, the fires will go out before they burn out 2 more systems. Probably going to get to burn down shields, but alternately, if it spreads to piloting and engines at roughly the same moment, we should be able to they should just burn to death. But the fires are starting to go out in a lot of the rooms, so let's hope that it just doesn't spread anymore and then the crew kill is locked in. Go out, go out, go out. Want to burn anymore. Yes, excellent. Go out, go out. Last one. Yes! We can get a bit of weapon training while we're at this. Not very much, but some. So we'll be back above hack buffer after this fight. pretty bad. A medium reward in Sector 3 is 16 to 27, so that was at the low end of that range, despite being a crew kill. That is unlucky. This beacon sees the most. I'll use the Lido here to try to get rid of their missile. It did, and then I did enough damage that they got rid of everything but the missile. Woohoo. Nice dodge. Yeah, here's the thing about this upgraded artillery. With the ship as it is at the beginning, it goes off occasionally because your offense is so weak, and as soon as you upgrade it, you typically are ending fights before it can do anything. I mean, I'm powering it now in case. It's not like I particularly have anywhere else particularly useful to put that power, but... It's the Mantis ship collectors. We're going to weapon train against these guys, and then we'll decide whether or not we're going to try to let them go. I'm inclined to not let them go here because these weapons are fine for the immediate future, and there's some awkward spots that we wouldn't be able to reach in time. But I want to have a look at the map first before I make a final decision on that. I mean, there's a reasonable chance if we let them flee here that the quest beacon would just get stuck into the next sector, because it basically looks for available jumps in the current sector that don't have anything at them, and it'll sort of overwrite an empty beacon with a quest. And if there aren't any, it chucks in the next sector. In certain unusual cases, it can even get chucked 2 sectors down the line, which is particularly common with, like, if you have a quest that has to be placed at a non-nebula jump and then you go to a nebula type sector. I've had that happen with the NG Homeworlds quest, where I take it in, say, Sector 4, and then the quest beacon, the next sector is a slug sector, and I don't actually get to see the NG quest beacons until Sector 6. But that isn't the case here. I'm not sure whether it will put it in this sector or the next. Yeah, that beacon is a massive trap, and it could place it there. This beacon's not much better. We couldn't get there without diving. So I think, given that the weapon situation is also fine, I'm going to actually blow them up here. But first, we will get weapon training. Just make sure we have enough power that... There might be some way to do this where you could fire the dual lasers and then the ion and have them at such a rhythm that it wouldn't matter, as long as you fired the ion at like an empty room. But working that out would take more effort than just waiting for the ion to do your weapon training all on its own. We can certainly curtail this ship since they're all Mantis. There's little risk because obviously being the ship collectors they run away. But since we only have to hit the oxygen 3 or 4 times, potentially not even that many, if we get a fire, we should be okay, and I can use the artillery thing that we did at the previous crew kill, letting it power almost all the way up to protect against that possibility. Okay. Everyone go back to where you're supposed to be. Power this almost all the way up. What level is their oxygen, just out of curiosity? No. I timed that badly. Whatever. It's only level 1. While oxygen O2 kills with just ion weapons are possible, you can't do it with just one ion. Even if I were to like fire, pop the shield bubbles and ion into there, the ionization only lasts 5 seconds. It's not long enough. You can't even do it NGB style. Do it by doing that most of the time and then swapping out later. Good, you dodged one. The reason my timing was messed up previously is, as I mentioned on the Fed A run, there's such a huge gap between the front and back of the ship and where your weapons in slots 1 and 2 are versus your weapons in slots 3 and 4 on the Federation ships that stuff can get away from you, and you can mistime things in a way that wouldn't happen on a different ship. Excellent. Could you keep dodging precisely 1 of my 4 shots? That is the optimal number of shots for you to dodge. Did I let that I let that depower too much, for fuck's sake. Well, fortunately the quest, I did not get punished for that misplay, because the quest has gone to a spot that I'm happy with, but yeah, I should not have done that. Oh well. You go to doors. I should have done that before the jump. You get out of there. This fight's not especially dangerous. As long as one of these weapons is down, we cannot take damage. With them having nothing but mantis to repair, we should be able to keep that up. We could potentially crew kill this version of the ship. You still get a weapon if you weapon drop if you do that, but you don't have the option of re-rolling the way you do if you go for a standard kill, so I don't like doing that too much against ship collectors. Yeah, I will gladly take a heavy too. Thank you, ship collectors. I'm glad that I didn't accidentally kill you with, or intentionally kill you with oxygen deprivation. That's the highest compliment that I can pay a person. Yeah, if I just run this, that's an endgame setup. I'd ideally replace this Ion Blast with a Flak 1, but that is very much not necessary. Surrender your stuff to me. For the love of God. I'm hoping at least there's a double Lidos. And it looks like they are. That's good. Yeah, they're double Lidos. I think I may have shot one of them down. But yeah, this is the problem that I mentioned, that we're just invariably going to take scratch damage because we have no way of delaying stuff. Cool. Go distress and then back. Oh, I should have gone and healed you. That was dumb. Yeah, we'll lead you to their destination. That quest, we should note, could be a store. I don't remember what my sector options are next, but we're about to find out. I suppose I could have actually checked a moment ago. No, there aren't options, but we're going to NG Homeworld, which is as fine a sector to go to as any. I am going to do this just in case we need to run. I can go into fights like this. In fact, I probably will go into fights like this because my artillery is not doing anything here. I'm going to check that beacon. So we go here first. We are definitely at the point in a run where I would buy cloaking if I saw that instead of hacking, and I can afford to do that. We're also at the point in the run where if I saw like drone control with a defense drone and neither of the systems I really want, I would have to consider doing it. You know, enough ships like this could just kill me through attrition. That shouldn't happen in an NG sector. Damn it, I shot down the laser. I didn't want to shoot down the laser, I wanted to shoot down the fucking Artemis missile. I will have to accept any surrender offer that provides fuel at this point, because, well, we have 2 fuel. That's convenient. It set a fire in there, because the Artemis had already hit that. Yeah, I have to take it even though it's only 2 fuel. That's still a doubling of my fuel. It sucks, but I don't need to eke out every last bit of scrap right now. I just need to keep myself in a situation where I'm not at risk of running out of fuel or dying. And let's jump out before that hits. We've seen these beacons. This sees 3, this sees 2. Of course, that's the escort quest. Let's go this way then. If I man shields here, I don't think there's much risk of me taking damage because of the way these weapons line up. They fire at 13 seconds and then 16. I mean, I get my first volley off before that regardless, but fend these assholes out of my piloting. Ah! I'd love an event where they just offered to repair my stuff. I would take a full repair here. I probably should have bought some repairs at that last store. Ooh, can I hit that in time? So they just have you. I can maybe do this. All really dependent on can I get a fire or can I do this by taking out oxygen. Looks like the answer to that is no in all likelihood. Let's just try to get a fire in weapons. Oh yeah, it's this. Give them nothing, NGs feel no fear. Good. We could get both of these. That does leave us in an awkward situation in terms of resources and stuff. For that reason, I am going to probably sell the Lido. Although we know there's at least one more store here, and we could potentially get a repair from this quest. I'm tempted to jump to get this fuel and then jump to that next beacon. This sees this entire bottom corner, and we might see another store. And even if we don't, we have this quest. I mean, at this point, at any rate, we shouldn't take too much damage. I'll sell the Lido and buy 3 points of repair. That does unfortunately leave us with an empty weapon slot, but as long as we can survive the next number of jumps, we'll be fine. And we have a weapon to upgrade onto, it's just we can't do it yet. We will listen to their problem. Yeah, the human can communicate with the Mantis. It'd be nice to have a Mantis on the ship. Let's get Robert Smith to join us and go man doors. Okay, yeah, there are other stores down there. Let's take some of these jumps and then maybe circle down there. Well, definitely circle down there because I need fuel regardless. I don't need to hack here. They need both of these weapons to damage us. They would need to use them intelligently, and they're not terribly likely to line up. We might actually curtail this because of the number of fires that we've got, even with an NG in there. No. Don't want to turn down the possible double reward. Cool. Give me a bounty. Hooray. Distress quest store. That would appear to be possible. Second time we've got that. Yay, free stuff. My favorite kind of stuff. I'm doing it. That's a frivolous purchase. The objectively correct play was to not do that, but like stealth weapons with these is amazing. I want that. Like get the battery here and yeah, as many repairs as we can. Okay, so there's no point in going to another store. Yeah, objectively, I should have not bothered to do that and got hacking 2 and cloaking 2, but I'm quite confident that I can survive long enough to get the scrap to do that and make that worth it. Secure the cache. Our crew are pretty bad at dealing with that situation, unfortunately. We could definitely use an NG. If I get offered one by a slaver, I will accept rather than rejecting at this point. That only applies for NGs though, I wouldn't accept just any old crew. I think NG is the only crew type I would accept in this circumstance. Actually, right at this exact instant, I probably wouldn't even do that because I would want the high scrap reward to get Cloak 2, Hack 2. If I get it after I have obtained those system upgrades, shall we say. I do not want to go Abandon 5. That's when Lanius bombers start turning up in Sector 4. But in Sector 5, they start boarding you with 2 people, and they can have mind control. That's our crew will not hold up against that. And Civilian is generally the best sector type in the game anyway, so go there. There are more stores we can maybe shore up our terrible fuel situation. I don't want to scout the sector because I would rather just take the scrap that's right in front of me. Good. If we can get a fire in there, we can probably kill. I'm deliberately going to wait to shoot that room again until the human is actually in there so that they take hit point damage from the lasers. Let's try this. Okay, that's not the status effect that I wanted, but it's the status effect that we got. Nah. He's gonna fix that. Oh well, no critical. Sure, dodge 50% of my shots with no pilot. That's a completely reasonable course of action. Okay. Hold for the store because we want stuff there. But this time we are not buying anything frivolous. Yeah, like we could really use the cloak hack cycle in this particular event. But we'll have to go with our poor man's cloak hack cycle at level 1. Stealth weapons, go! Fortunately, we did not take damage there because that did not line up to the asteroids. Thank you, asteroid. Don't be asking for fuel. Third time. I've only just now noticed that this sector is divided. I forgot why does every store only have 3 fuel? This sector is very neatly divided into top and bottom sides. I'm just going on top, I guess, because that's how things appear to have panned out. Anyway, let's upgrade my systems now. Search among the stores. Not wasting a hacking drone against this not very strong shieldless ship. If I didn't have a Mantis, I could potentially use this train, although actually no, I couldn't. I would need to put a breach in their weapons first. But you can like let people mind control your crew. It doesn't work against Mantis because they take so long to repair things. Basically what you need is to have they mind control that lasts long enough for them to break one system level. Anything that isn't a Mantis takes 12.5 seconds to fix a system level, except for NGs who take even less than that. So you can let them repeatedly get mind controlled, and as long as you can do that in rooms where you don't take hull damage, you can let them continue it indefinitely. But a Mantis takes 25 seconds to fix things, which is longer than the mind controls on cooldown. So if you have a Mantis, you unfortunately cannot do that. That plus that can hurt me, so... Next up, I want to get this heavy laser online. heavy 2 with stealth weapons is really, really good. Having stealth weapons, I will go cloak 3 before hacking 3 in this case. Steal their stuff. So, can't upgrade that yet. But I do need to hold some scrap just in case if I ever find a store that's actually selling more than 3 fuel. You want to do this the slow way? Fine. They have effectively 4 shield bubbles, so I need to at least wait for the artillery to go off once to ideally shut this stupid DD2 off and or do damage to their shields. I could actually do this completely safely, and like every fight I could just cloak hack cycle and use the artillery to kill them. You would lose scrap doing that because, well, enemies are allowed to run away from you. But it does work, and I have done it before. Zack. Sorry, I just discovered that there had obviously been a hole in that tea bag. Oh, I was so distracted by that I didn't notice the artillery obviously did go off there. I don't think it hit anything useful. Nope. Since they're not being triggered to run away, I have no reason to use my conventional weapons. I might as well just leave them. And let the artillery go off again, which may just blow them up. I will power my backup battery right about now to power this, just in case the next artillery doesn't kill them, but does trigger them to run. Okay. The next artillery will just blow them up. We'll just use that. Don't need to cloak both lasers, because as long as I cloak one of them, they're not going to hit me anyway. Thank you, artillery. And I'm going to pop off for just a moment to get something to wash the tea leaves out of my mouth. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I'll do that. So right now I can do this, which is reasonable. Obviously I want to be using the Burst 1 instead of the Ion Blast right now, but... Ignore this so I can jump down to the bottom and maybe find another store, but... Store acquired. Could go to this other store to stock up on fuel. That's too much now. A map. This ship is nasty. I'm very, very glad I have the cloak hack cycle for this. Do not let them shoot that ion. I do not want to only have one shield bubble against a Combat 2 drone and a beam drone. As it is, these are getting through and doing damage nearly. There's a few times where I think they just didn't quite time the beam right, or they would have damaged me. Okay. Now we're safe, but yeah, this is going to give us a low scrap reward and a useless map since the next jump is the exit. That's just how things go sometimes in FTL. The map is just an arrow pointing at the exit and it says get out. No. I mean, we can't do it anyway, but I wouldn't regardless. Let's go to another civilian sector that will hopefully have a better layout than the last one. We have a not very big nebula. Jump down here first. Seeing what they're hacking, but I think I probably need to hack shields here, which is annoying. I was only holding off in case they hacked my hacking. Since this weapon is extremely slow, I can just cloak it. So, they're running. I think these weapons are too dangerous, and these drones, in fact, are too dangerous for us to not hack one of weapons or drones. And I generally favor weapon hack over drone hack because, well, it's tempting to think, well, if I hack drones, I might blow both of these up. I also might not, and then they could sync them up with their weapons. So let's rely on the good old cloak hack cycle. Oh, cool. Now I'll just cloak before they fire. They can't dodge, so let's do 4 damage to their weapons. That'll take them both down. And then we'll do 4 damage to their drones, and that will take the Combat 2 drone. Hooray! Damage avoided. Okay, we have a store, so let's not spend our scrap yet. Let's go and buy more consumables. There's nothing here worth buying. The charge ion maybe, but it's not a significant enough upgrade to be worth thinking about and delaying the offensive upgrades I already have. We will attack this ship, which is not especially dangerous. We could maybe get away with not hacking this, but I'm not going to try. As long as we cloak hack the burst 3, we are completely safe. Let's shoot their shields. Fuck you and your dodging. Take their cloaking out, please. Ah, they shot one of my heavy laser shots down, you assholes. Mostly concerned about them trying to run away, which is why I'm shooting their shield and cloaking. I mistimed that, but it didn't matter. I'm gonna hold off until after they come out of cloak. I don't want this volley to trigger them to start running away and then they immediately cloak. I could at this point just switch the artillery on. Nope. But I don't need to do that, they're not running anymore. Whatever shot next deals whole damage will kill them regardless of what I aim it at. Put it into weapons just in case they got rock resists. Okay, now we can use these three weapons, which is significantly more oomph. Welcome aboard. Drive them towards my medbay. No, we're not surrendering to slavers, especially not slavers who use fucking Vulcans. Are you joking? Come on, and you have 3 Mantis on your ship. You know fires exist, right? Well, if you didn't know fires existed, brilliant crew prioritization going on there. Stupid autopilot. No. We can probably get a crew member by crew killing you. And if we do that, it could even be an NG, which is what I want more than a Zolt. Fortunately, that's an upgraded med base, so they're not going to just park in there. This NG might be able to fix this, but I don't think so. Yeah. Oh well. No crew member. And now our offense is in a very good shape. Speaking of offenses being in good shape, these are pretty good guns. This fight is quite busy. Yeah, we continue to have this weakness in terms of actually repairing things. But with the Cloak Hack Cycle, we should mostly be able to avoid taking damage anyway. And we need a little bit more power, which we can't get here because we're at a hazard beacon. Don't remember what that quest was. Probably an escort. Slavers. Just cloak when these shots are in the air, and then it doesn't matter even if they hit. We might be able to reveal this. You're gonna burn to death. Ah, no, 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 no. You assholes. One hole too short. We can't damage anything at this point, and that room is on fire, which is why he's running away. So if we just hang on, it will burn another system out. Let's get that so I can have 100% cloak evade. Ooh, outpost. Okay. this will probably be a crew kill. That's a lot of fire that they will not be able to handle. Cloak now, and then we can have these guys die while they're still on my ship. Looks like the fire is going to go out in there, but that's fine, because when they run in to fix it, I'll hit the oxygen, and they'll suffocate in there. I have to hit it a little bit quicker, unfortunately, because otherwise it will all refill in that room. We have fire in there, and fire in here. And now fire in here. Hopefully it will spread widely enough that we can just get it. Yeah, they're losing those fights. Go and see what's happening. Yeah, this is pretty promising. I was gonna pick them off if it looked like they were gonna fix that, but I can afford to wait here. Lock him inside. There we go. That was 100 scrap from a single reward. For once we have, in this run, we actually have a decent fuel amount, but we do need drone parts. And anyway, we have 100 scrap it's worth going to a store for. Let's go here, store, exit, and then probably dive. I think I can get quite a big dive in here. Nice guns, man. Shame about the Triple Mantis crew. Good luck putting fires out. Good luck fixing your oxygen. Welcome aboard, Rockman. Go and man shields. Actually, no, go man... No, man shields. Problem is, this ship is quite large, and if I put him in doors, or shields, or sensors, any of the rooms that I would actually want to put him in at this point, they're way in the corners, so he's gonna have a hard time joining in with stuff. Whatever. An NG would be nice. Oh, I guess I'm diving earlier than I'd intended. You can see why I did not pick that out. Let's just buy an NG. I don't need to be stingy at this point. Oh, I should actually be running my full engines. Whatever. I also also never saved my new crew positions. By the way, when I come back here, that same ship is going to be at this beacon. Although now I wonder, knowing that that's a store, I wonder whether it's even worth basically get here, and then we have to dive again. I wish I could remember what that quest was. Fuck it, I'm just leaving. So unfortunately, it looks like a bit of this sector at the top left that's going to be useless to us. It's a 5 shield ship. You don't see those too often. But if you're going to see them, Sector 7 Slug is a good place to spot them. I might evade hack here. I mean, I can weapon hack. I could even weapon hack and use the artillery, but slugs are prone to running away. If I hack the shields, or not the shields, I can't remotely come close to draining all the shields. If I hack evade, I can guarantee landing multiple heavy 2 shots in shields, and that should allow me to go from there. And because we have stealth weapons, we can handle their ion cascade reasonably well. You know, we only have 7 shots. Not having an offensive hack here is not particularly workable. If there weren't the risk of them running away, we could just safely cloak hack cycle the way we always would. No. Engage that so that... Okay, well they aren't running anyway. So I guess we could have risked just using the artillery, but I didn't have any way of knowing that. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Let's see, how many jumps do you have to take to get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure even with distraction buoys you'd be able to get there. Not that it would ever be worth it, but just from a is it even technically possible perspective, I'm not sure. Can we see your goods? Our slug senses somebody on board. Can't fully cloak hack cycle this because of the charge 2, but we can do that. That's level 2 mind control, annoyingly. Shoot that cloaking before they get to use it again. Hopefully also take that out. But no. Fortunately, these guys also do not appear to be fleeing. All I really want at this point, other than just general upgrades, is to get something to replace the Ion Blast that fires more than 1 projectile. Or if it's going to fire only 1 projectile, I'd rather have a heavy one. we don't want to get too far ahead of the fleet pursuit. There's a bunch of jumps at the top that are basically just worthless, and hopefully our stores aren't all up there. But they might be. They get hacking up. Stupid slugs and their mind control. Unfortunately, slug sectors in Sector 7, it's no longer possible to get coffin ships the way you can in earlier slug sectors. They just don't. The ships that meet that criteria just don't spawn this late in the game. So they're all these incredibly annoying ships with fuck tons of crew. Okay, fortunately that's switched off. No. I nearly hacked doors there because it was in the spot that weapons had been in the last couple of ships. Just cloak whenever they fire this. The fuck? Finally. No. Okay, they won't. Got our drone part back, and we found a store. Please have a flak one. Okay. Burst one's not particularly great, but I'll take it over an Ion Blast. And we need to upgrade to Weapons 8 to do that, which is awkward. This unfortunately does mean we're probably holding on to the Ion and not selling it, which, you know, that costs us 15 scrap, but whatever. I don't want to reduce my offense until I actually have the chance to upgrade onto that. Sure, give me more missiles! We should be able to get that weapon upgrade after this fight unless we low roll the reward. And, you know, maybe we'll find a store to sell the Ion Blast at that we have to go to anyway. Oops. Well, if we use the whole hack, we'll be able to, the whole cloak rather, we'll be able to hack that down anyway. Or just do that. And let us make them go kaboom. Or not. Okay, they're dead on this flank. You don't even need to wait for the heavy. Oh, for the love of God, we did low roll the reward. I did not time that properly. That one I did, it was just lined up. Finally. Hopefully we'll find a repair station in the final sector. No. I know it was 2 drones, but I just want more scrap. Like, we need to upgrade our shields fairly urgently. Okay, now we definitely would want to go to a store regardless, because we have multiple things to sell. But you know, here's our final weapon setup. We're effectively running 3 burst 1, since the dual laser is just a better burst 1. And a heavy 2, which, you know, without dual lasers that would be impossible, since it would be 9 weapon power, but the dual lasers are more efficient and therefore you can do it. Okay, let's observe. The fact that there's a breach in there is actually not helping us. It's an active hindrance, but here you go help out. Actually, go run there. And we'll vent these idiots out of my sensors. I don't want to kill these 2, I want to send them back at low health. Otherwise they'll just clone and come back with full HP. Okay. What we need is to get some sort of fire going. How would I do that without killing them? I suppose I need to get it going in the clone bay. Alternately, I would need to hit oxygen, but they would fix that. Cool. That was efficient. First try. From a single spark shall come an inferno. Maybe. Eventually. They have 5 systems left, but it will almost certainly end up burning out. Well, it has to burn their oxygen out before it can burn down shields or engines, because the only way it can spread there is either through weapons, which has no air, or through the oxygen room itself. So we should be able to get this. It just involves waiting quite a while for the fires to spread, and to spread in the correct direction instead of pointlessly spreading into weapons as it has done several times. Small risk, I suppose, that it could burn a system down and they'll decide to run away. That would basically need to happen here, though, and it hasn't. I think it will spread to piloting next, and once it burns that down, it doesn't matter whether they decide to run away. It certainly isn't going to burn shields down before they suffocate. I think they have 8 shield, well, level 8 shields at least. They don't have 8 shield bubbles, but they have at least level 8 shields, if not level 9, since they can have a buffer upgrade in there. Okay, now we just hold on until they all choke to death. I've just realized our crew, we have one of each of the original races that was in FTL. We have a human, a Zoltan, a slug, mantis, rock, NG. Exactly one of each. The initial game, well, I suppose we don't have the crystals that were in the base game. Lanius were added in the expansion. So these are, and since the crystals are kind of a secret hidden species, these are the 6 aliens that make up the Federation initially. Although some of them are kind of on the outs with it. Let's go. Do I have enough room to go here, back? I'm not sure that I do, so I'm not going to try. Take the exit, then jump behind it. Yes, we will gladly sell all of the missiles. I could go here and then take an extra dive. I think I'm going to not do that because we'd probably end up having to use drones in each dive, and we are very low on drone parts. I can win with what we have. It would just, you know, be kind of annoying. Go help out. Off we go. So yeah, we just want buffers and a bit more power, and ideally the final shield bubble, but that would rely on us having a pretty good sector, I think. We've had some fairly bad sector layouts in the last couple sectors, and that's, I think, cost us some scrap potential. Speaking of bad sector layouts, one repair station's already been taken over, the other is unavoidably being taken over, and this one is in a fucking dreadful location, so we really want to find a store, but otherwise we may need to just abandon trying to make more scrap and go to the base if our drone parts get too low. Let's actually hold off and see if they're hacking my hack. For the fucking love of God. Ion intruder directly into shields. With double beam drones. Oh good, they've switched that stupid thing off. Go and fix that. Good, we got the drone part back. We maybe could have done this without hacking. I'd be much more confident about that if we had the force shield. Okay, that's a lot of fire. Can we get this to spread in a beneficial fashion? The answer is maybe. The answer is now upgraded to probably, because they will no longer try to fight that fire. Let's punch these guys down very low and let them flee so they don't clone at full health. I wanted to punch the other guy down more. Whatever. He'll take damage from the fires. I once again really just need a fire in the clone bay. Get that and I'm fine. So I don't really mind oxygen coming back in that room. I don't quite understand why he did that. Unfortunately, I can't just kill all of them like this because I don't have enough shots to take. Which I think means I'm not getting the crew kill. Oh well. There may have been a way to tease it out there. But I'm not going to fuss too much about it. We also very much do not look like we're getting more drone parts. Or the next shield level. Maybe we can do it here, although you're unfortunately going to burn to death. I would have honestly preferred you to not die, because you'll just clone now. Please fail to put this fire out. God damn it. They just have so many crew at this point that it's quite hard to have it spread, and their oxygen is more likely to be upgraded in such a way that this can happen. Never mind, they're running. We no longer have time for these shenanigans. Don't you fucking... Oh my god. Assholes. I'm gonna take this for the guaranteed drone part. There's a possible double reward here, and this bribe sucks. But it's a drone part. It means I definitely don't run out. Blah. I don't like that, but that's how it is. I don't want to open all my doors, even though that would prevent the oxygen train, because they'll go and join together. Didn't quite have 100% cloak evade there because we didn't have the manning bonus with this guy in here. I didn't actually intend to fire my my heavy lasers and shields there, but whatever. It worked out pretty well. Yep, we're not finding the store, and this repair station is too far away. We would actually lose the game if we go to it. Just do that in case of an engine hack. Maybe the store's there. We can go there and sell the ion and the useless overcharger drone. No, my artillery. You will pay for this monstrous crime. I actually try to shoot their cloaking here. Unfortunately, we didn't switch it off completely. And Brian escaped, so that was generally it. Although Brian is going to burn to death when he gets into shields, since he has one hit point and there's a fire in there. Oh god damn it, they put the fire out. Why'd you do that for? That means Brian gets away. That guy's a jerk. Stupid people saving Brian. That's what you get for saving Brian. Now if we wait, I can get a side room kill from one of these guys running out. Take that, Yeos. Go and keep Brian company. We did not find a store. We should be okay. We have 4 drone parts and only 2 more flagship phases, so. As long as they don't get extremely lucky in terms of where the defense drone goes. We will still be able to hack both remaining phases. Not to mention we could get more drone parts here. I could get shield skill, but I'm not going to. If that causes me to take damage in the drone search phase, so be it. I can maybe get the max level doors if what we get from phase 2, so let's hold this remaining scrap rather than wasting it on upgrading sensors. God damn it. It actually would have been quite funny if they had successfully shot those down after what I said. We would be fine if we had. We could win these phases without hacking. We would just take damage in the process. Which it looks like we're doing anyway. Although actually we can cloak level 3 here and that will last through the drone surge. And we can keep firing because we have stealth weapons and stealth weapons are amazing. Now we will not get cloaking back for another drone surge. That's one problem with stealth weapons. But we shouldn't need them, because there shouldn't be another drone surge. Stay off. I know you. You are powered by the soul of Brian. We could turn the artillery on this phase, but no. They're gonna mind control someone. It'll be annoying, but whatever. I think I haven't kept a close eye on how many crew kills we've got, but we've got quite a few, and our pilot is mind control immune, so yeah, they have 3 guys left. They have boarded like as far away from where their mind control guy is as possible, so I'm going to just ignore him for a bit. My rock is fine in the 1v1. Oh yeah. That lasted just long enough. Switch those damn missiles off. Excellent. just be a second. Okay, that should be 0 damage. So our drone parts lasted out just long enough. This should be average kind of score. Yeah. All pretty round numbers. Nothing standing out particularly much, but yeah. It could have got awkward there because we were having difficulty finding systems that we wanted in the early game, but then we got that one store with cloaking and hacking, and we had enough to buy both of them, so that's always nice. The heavy laser 2 drop from the ship collectors that I meant to kill was very fortuitous. Although I'm sure there were other options weapon-wise if we had not done that. It's just it was better to get one for free, especially a really good gun. Had that not happened, I probably would not have bought the stealth weapons. So, 11. 3, 2, 1 for number 12 is... We already did that, thankfully. We've not done this, so... Different stealth ship that's also quite bad, but it's not Stealth B, and I kind of enjoy Stealth C, actually, even though it is a risky ship. I shall see you next time. Bye for now.